Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Satan's Playground. The reason that I chose to seek out this movie is because it stars Felissa Rose, who I'm a big fan of, and I've done quite a few reviews on the channel of random movies that she's been in. Yeah, so this has been a movie that I've wanted to watch for a minute. I picked it up on eBay pretty cheap. I think it was like $5 or $10. I'm gonna show y'all's is the cover. I think there's a lot of glare going on. There we go. And then there's the back. Not that anyone cares. Maybe you do. I don't know. But this is like a random thought, but I mean my videos are random. If anyone here is like a repeat viewer, you already know the drill. I'm just jumping all over the place, which goes well with this review because this movie jumps all over the place. But like before I ever saw this movie, I'm like, what's the deal with this cover? You know, because a lot of I'm like shaking. What the heck? A lot of low budget movies, they have these like kind of cheaper looking covers, and it'll just be like some random um, CGI image or something like that, and it will be something that's like not in the movie whatsoever, will have absolutely nothing to do with the movie. But this cover, I keep flexing this DVD. Look at my sick DVD that I got bought used on eBay. But yeah, that I don't know what you would call that. I wouldn't really call it. It's not like a really like a doorbell or a doorknob. It's like, I'll call it a door ornament, a door decoration. But that door decoration makes a cameo in this movie, so you got some cover to film continuity. There we go. But I mean, first things first, if you saw that on a door, like, would you knock on it? I mean, I guess, you know, they were desperate and they needed help, but here's your sign, you know, like, if there's some giant demonic ornament on a door of some creepy house, maybe don't enter the house. Just, I don't know. But yeah, like I said, what else are they gonna do? But I need to get that for my house. That thing's sick. It's like, I mean, I don't really mess with all that demonic stuff, but I like creepy horror stuff. So I might have to cash out, get that for the house. That'd be pretty sick. People would just be straight up banging on my door if I get like a eBay package or something. That's all I really get online. The only thing I'll like order movies. I don't really buy like clothes or anything like that. I'll just like go to the store. I'm not a big online shopper. But anyways, let's get into the review here. So general consensus, I was not a fan of this movie. There was like a lot of aspects that I liked and that were cool, but overall the main problem that I had with this movie is that like I said earlier, it just jumps all over the place. Like, I really could not follow what was going on at all, and I feel like there was too much going on. Like, there were too many different antagonists. You know, like there were too many different evil forces, and some of them worked better than others. Like, so you have this crazed backwoods family, they're a threat, but then also there's this like satanic cult who's doing like human sacrifices. I think that's what it looked like they were doing. And when like those scenes came up with the cult, I was super excited. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, this is kind of creepy, like, I'm digging this. But they're like barely in the movie. They're in the movie for like a couple scenes here and there. It like jumps around to them, and then you just like never see them for the rest of the movie. And then another evil force in this movie is the mythological creature, the Jersey Devil. which I think that's a really cool premise for a horror movie, is, you know, to focus on like getting lost in the woods, and then you're you're trying to, you know, get away from the Jersey Devil. Like, that's super scary. But like I said, like, it's just jumping between like this family, the cult, the Jersey Devil, so it never really focuses on one thing. It's just, I don't know, like, is it a like a backwoods like slasher movie like Wrong Turn, or is it like a creature feature, or is it, you know, like, what the heck is going on? It was, I could not like figure out what was going on for most of the time I was watching this movie. It would just cut from like this thing to that thing to this thing to that thing. And I'm gonna get into spoilers here, but yeah, you never actually get to see the Jersey Devil. Like, the Jersey Devil, it'll, like, they'll like do this like POV camera where it's supposed to be like the Jersey Devil moving really fast, and you never see it, which that works in some movies. Like in the first Blair Witch Project, you never see anything, but that's like one of the best horror movies ever. That it's just like so effective. Like, that makes it even creepier, you know. It's like more like up for interpretation, you know. This, like, I think it would have been effective if you never saw the Jersey Devil, but then at the end you see the Jersey Devil, but you don't get to see it at all. And I understand, you know, this is low budget. It was only made for like 500,000, so that would have probably cost a lot to like either do, you know, practical makeup or animatronics or CGI. I mean, CGI would have been kind of stupid. Um, Not that I hate all CGI, but just, I don't know, if like you're waiting the whole movie to see it, and then it's just some like bad CGI, because this was made in the 2000s, and 2000s CGI is kind of like hit or miss. Even though I do like a lot of like like sci-fi channel creature features from the 2000s, but I don't know, I'm going off on a tangent here. But yeah, I wish you actually got to at least see the Jersey Devil in the end, but you never get to see it. And then another thing that I didn't like is like the evil family. Like, I thought they were kind of goofy. Like, they were over the top. Like, they had a good scary look. Like, the main woman, she was, you know, all wrinkly, and she had this crazy hair, and she was creepy. Like, but she went over the top with it, and her daughter was like over the top, like much like her. She had a creepy look, but, and the thing is too, like, the whole backwoods, like, oh, I took a wrong turn and I'm in the backwoods and there's this creepy family. That's been done so many times. Like, this doesn't do that better than a lot of other movies, and it doesn't really add anything unique with it, like, in terms of like this evil family. Yeah, but they were just so over the top, and then they like pop up and then they'd be gone, and it was like so like cliche, you know. It's like, oh, this spooky family, oh, now they're there, now they're not, and oh, they're overacting and acting all creepy. Ooh, like, it's like that. I wish it would have just focused on the Jersey Devil and the cult, because that stuff was cool, but the family was like kind of lame in my opinion. Um, moving on. So Felissa Rose is, this is rare, because okay, all these movies I check out with Felissa Rose, like, she'll be like on the cover. She's like, you know, her name is on the cover. She's in, you know, like top billing for the cast, but then she's like barely in the movie. She'll be like a side character, or in like a lot of these Felissa Rose movies, it'll be like a summer camp slasher, and they'll like have her be a counselor, and she'll be in it for like a little bit. This movie, something that I really liked about this movie is that Felissa Rose is the star. She gets so much screen time. You know, she gets to do a lot of stuff. Like, you know, I feel like it actually like showcases her acting. I feel like her acting is good in this. She has some like range going on. So it was cool. Like, I'm glad I watched it just to see her performance, because I think she did super well. And like I said, like, a lot of these movies that she's in, she's barely in. Like, it was cool to see her like actually star in a movie besides like Sleepaway Camp. You know, like all the movies the more recent movies she's done, she's like just like a cameo. You know, but then she's on the cover. I don't know. They're trying to get me with that. You know. So some marketing tactic. They know I like Felissa Rose. You know, she's like super tight. You know, great actress. Um, yeah, okay. Another thing that I like is I do like this whole backwoods cabin in the woods setting. Like, I'm just a sucker for horror movies that take place in the woods. Like, all the scenery with like the pine trees and blah blah blah. It was great. Like, the cabin looked great. All the production design and the set dressings looked amazing. I I'm a sucker for that stuff. I love it. So I think the atmosphere of this movie was great. The setting and the atmosphere was fantastic, but the story was just, it was so weak. It was all over the place. Like, there was a lot of cool things that this movie did. Like, it had like a creepy feel. Um, it, you know, like, it had like a lot of cool horror elements, but it just didn't execute it well, in my opinion. Um, Another thing that I want to point out that's a big positive is there was this one scene where this guy gets his throat slit by the Jersey Devil, and this was like one of the best throat slits I've ever seen in a movie. Like, if you were making a list of like best throat slits in a movie, this would be on there. It was like, just blood was just like squirting and splattering, and the effects look great. He had this huge like slash in his neck, and then you see like the aftermath after. It was gnarly, dude. Like, I was like, where was this the whole movie? That's what I'm saying. It was so good. Like, it looked real. It was all practical. It was gory as heck. Like, it was so good. Like, why was there not more of that? I don't even really remember many of the other kills. I remember like the last kill. That's like, spoiler alert. So if you don't want any spoilers, tune out. But yeah, like, the last kill is pretty much just like a cutaway. It's like she's gonna get killed and then it cuts. And the only other kill that I remember besides the throat slit in the last one is like, Felissa Rose's son gets like sucked into quicksand, which was kind of cool, but it was like, it was really random. I'm like, is that like the Jersey Devil doing that, or is it just quicksand? Like, did the family put that there? I don't know. That was kind of lame, but it was kind of cool also, because I mean, like, a quicksand kill, that's unique. But I was just like, what the heck is going on? Like, I just, at that point in the movie, I was like, I don't know what the heck is going on. Like, I can't follow anything that's happening in this movie. Um, this is the last positive I have, and this is actually the last thing that I want to talk about, and then I'm gonna wrap things up here in a sec. But there's a lot of people being chased by the Jersey Devil, and the way that they film that is really cool. It's like, you get this like POV camera behind them. It's kind of like shaky cam. It's really like reminiscent of that camera in the Evil Dead movies, like especially in the first Evil Dead, where it's like that super fast moving POV camera. It's pretty much exactly like that, and I think it's supposed to be like the POV of the Jersey Devil. That stuff was awesome. Like, the chase scenes were fantastic. They were filmed super well. I thought like the cinematography in this movie was really good overall. Like, there was like a lot of like aerial shots, and like I said, like, the scenery was good, the atmosphere was good. So like, in terms of the look of the film really looked good, and there was like a lot of really unique camera work. But like I said, my general consensus is, you know, I just was not invested in this movie. The story was too all over the place. I didn't really care about what was happening, so um, I would not recommend this. Like, even if you are, you know, a hardcore horror fan or Felissa Rose fan, I would just try to find like a compilation of clips on YouTube, which I don't even know if that exists, because this is kind of a like a obscure movie. I don't really hear this movie being talked about ever, so who even knows if that's out there. But I mean, like I said, I got this cheap, like $5 or $10, but I wouldn't go out and buy it. It's not worth it. Just if you can find some clips, find them. If not, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if you could see the throat slit clip, check that out. That's definitely worth seeing. But yeah, overall, I mean, I think, you know, like I said, they did well with the budget. It had some good stuff going on, but overall, I just really did not like this movie that much. So that's pretty much all I have to say for my review. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.